Hello, 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 hello. It is Friday. And what does that mean, people of YouTube? What does that mean? It means it's time for Minis and Muscles. The place where the brawn meets the brush. We are a YouTube channel. We are here to delight you with lots of geekery and coolness. Be that talking about miniature painting and the sort of TTRPG sort of tabletop hobby game world, whether it's talking about video games, whether it's talking about general geek topics, all the way through to fitness as well. So we cover absolutely everything, or try to cover absolutely everything here anyway. We don't always do a great job, you know, and I do my very best, but we try. That's the main thing. But welcome. It is Friday. It is 7 PM. It's our 12th live, I believe. Our 12th live today. So that's pretty cool. Moving along to 20. And we reached 80 subscribers. Yes! Come on! 80 subscribers. That's freaking epic. I'm so chuffed with that. When I first started, I didn't think we'd have one subscriber, let alone 80. So to all of you that have subscribed to the channel, peace and love. Thank you very much. I appreciate every single one of you. Please do pop in the chat, whether it's on this one, whether it's on just commenting on posts once I've stuck them online. But drop in, say hello. Make sure you sort of comment and make your comments in there, and I will make sure that I respond. And if you can join the live ones, even better. Because then we can have a bit of live interaction and chatting and talking whilst we're doing the stream. So that's always good. So, as I said, Friday, we finally made it once again. We are at this point of the week where we can chill, relax, breathe. For most of us anyway that do a Monday 9 to 5 kind of job. There are some of you that do shift work, obviously, and you'll be working outside of the realms of 9 to 5, and you'll be working perhaps tonight or tomorrow or Sunday. So, fingers crossed you managed to get some rest, or you've had some rest before the weekend. But welcome, we're here. Another week done. Another step closer to Christmas. Weirdly, I felt a bit odd this week because it was colder, a lot colder. And I thought, oh gosh, we're really getting into the sort of closer to Christmas. So all I'm waiting for now is Mariah Carey to be stuck on the radio, and then we'll be there. But nonetheless, where were we last week, I suppose, is a bit of a recap. Well, we were, of course, painting our ghost dragon. Here he is in all his beauty. So he's looking pretty cool. So he's on his rock there with his extremely shiny nails. Bits of highlighting across his body. Maybe pay attention to a bit of the face today. Oh, I also want to stick on the wings today. So I bought some better glue. And we're going to stick on these bad boy wings and see what they look like. And see what we can do to those to sort of bring it a little bit more to life. Because I don't think, as they are, they particularly look great. They don't look bad, but I think these need improving to some level. So we'll look at doing that today. So that is where we are and where we were last week with the Ghost Dragon. Today's main topic... The main topic that sort of will flow throughout today's session is about, well, two things actually. Firstly, the first part we're going to be talking about is miniature painting, but protecting your minis, looking after your minis, preservation of those minis. You know, we spend hours and hours and hours slogging away with our minis to make them look epic and awesome on the tabletop. But how do we go about protecting them? So we'll talk about various different sort of ways and things you can do there. So that's our sort of one of our themes that we'll talk about today. The second theme I'm going to talk about is, well, part of what we talk about here in Minis and Muscles is we talk about various different sort of geeky type hobbies, one being computer gaming. And they've merged and recently released, actually, well, they released it a few years ago. Warhammer released Space Marine, the video game. Well, it's just re-released. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that and some possible future plans for streams. So we'll cover that off. And then Also, we've, as usual, should I say, we have our muscle moment. So we will, of course, delve into the realms of the muscle and fitness world, and we will talk about this week social media versus reality. So that's what we're going to talk about this week, and just have a little bit of chat about it, and and how things aren't always what they seem. But apart from that, I think we should get back into our miniature painting. Hopefully you've got your minis ready if you're painting something. Make sure you've got your fresh water. Make sure you've got your wet palette ready. Your favourite paintbrushes are all lined up. Your paints are prepped. And we're ready to rock. Evening bearded veteran. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Or to hear from you, type from you, whatever that is. I shall move this out the way as well. This is just the charging cable for my camera that's above us. So our mini cam. But it never gives me a battery life. It never says like how long the battery is, like it's 90% or whatever. So I just stick it on charge and then hope for the best. Fingers crossed it will last. If it doesn't, well, we'll have to stick it back in, but we'll be fine. So how are you, bearded veteran? Hope you're well, my good man. Fingers crossed you have had a good week. Looks like we've got a couple of people in the chat, so don't be afraid to jump in and say hello if you're there. Just take a swig of my drink. Haven't had any coffee today, so this is like my first caffeinated drink. So that's good. It will hype me up for today's session. Oh, Squarish, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully you're all well, sir. And you're good. You've had a good week. So yes, back to our miniature. So, the Ghost Dragon. Here he is. I think it's about time we stick the damn wings on this beast, right? He's been sat there here like this. We've got a fair amount of detail, not loads. One area that we do need to focus on is the back and the spine, and we need to start putting some highlights in there. But the rest of him has got highlights around the tail, around the sort of ghostly sort of trails that come off. So we've got all that. There's some basic detail on his face, but I do want to get the wings on just so we can see what he looks like. I'm glad you're well. Oh, you're rearranging your modelling room so it's tidy and you have more space. Yeah, well, you dropped into the Discord as well and showed us. So those of you that are on the Minis-N-Muscles Discord server, you will see that bearded veteran hopped in there and he posted a picture of his latest mini he's bought. So he too decided to purchase a mini from Dungeons and Lasers. I think they're Archeon Studios, I think they're called. So he got one. He didn't get the Ghost Dragon. He got a different one, but they're still awesome. So he got a red dragon. It looks absolutely epic. So I look forward to seeing more pictures of that. So do remember, guys, if you want to jump in on the Discord, feel free to use the link on the main YouTube page for Minis-N-Muscles. You'll see a link tree. If you click on there should be a Discord link in there, I believe. I hope so. If not, I'll have to stick it in the chat. Oh no, that's right. Last week there wasn't. So I'll have to I'll have to change that link. I completely forgot. So Bearded Veteran's saying it. Thos the young dragon. Yeah, he looks really cool. So hopefully you'll be able to start painting him and stick him in your new rearranged modelling room. So I look forward to seeing that and seeing how you guys do your painting. So Squarish is saying he's had a really good week this week. He's been working on the prep for tomorrow's Candela session. So yes, Squarish runs a Candela Obscura tabletop RPG session for the Veterans Group Tactical Advance to Game. I've mentioned them before, but Tactical Advance to Game are a sub-organisation of Game Therapy UK, a UK registered charity. We provide therapeutic gaming to the sort of various different groups that we work with, from homeless people to kids to people with autism to veterans. So we have lots of different groups that at GT UK, and Tactical Advance to Game is one of those, and Squarish runs a Candela Obscura session. So those of you who don't know what Candela Obscura is a tabletop role-playing game created by the Critical Role guys and girls. So I think it's a D6 based game that was created by them, I think earlier this year, or was it last year? It might have been last year actually, now thinking about it. I think it was around mid 2023 when it was released. And yeah, very good sort of eerie kind of spooky kind of feel. A little bit like, oh crikey, what's it called now? Again, as you know, those that regularly watch the channel, I forget my words all the time. But it's a little bit like, oh my lord, can't even remember. It'll come to me at some point. But Candela Obscura is like a horror gothic kind of feel to it. But yeah, very good system. So if you've never played that, give it a look. I think you can even still download free Candela Obscura guidelines and game rules off of the Critical Role website. So if you go over to Critical Role and I think, or maybe Darrington Press, you will find the rules there. However, we need to crack on with our model, don't we? Because otherwise I'll sit here chatting all day. Oh, by the way, I have expanded our little box that I sit in and I'm framed on your screen. So hopefully it's a bit bigger, because the other week I think Bearded Veteran dropped into the Discord again and put a photo of me on his big screen, which was quite weird to see myself and someone's telly. But I noticed that the screen that I'm on is quite small and there was a lot of real estate either side of the box. So I thought I'd just expand it a little bit. So hopefully it still looks good. Squarish is saying, Candela, it's a Lovecraftian horror. I think it's similar to Blades in the Dark. Yeah. There's another one I'm thinking of as well. I can't bloody remember what it's called. It's like a gothic horror type. What is it? I don't know. I've got a board game called Elder Sign, but there's a RPG, a tabletop RPG, that is based upon Elder Sign. Is it like oh, it might be Cthulhu, a bit like Cthulhu. Not quite though, but yeah. Anyway, let's crack on. So, oh, hi Aimzo, how are you? Oh, that's a bit too zoomed in, so let's just zoom that out a little bit. There we go, right. I'm just going to have to move this a bit. So, we got wings, 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 and we've got our little beastie here, so we need to work out how to get these wings onto our little beastie. Let's put it onto that one. That might be a bit better. So you can see me and you can see what I'm doing. So, quite often when I'm gluing models, again, because I try and keep everything as low cost as possible, I use this glue here. So it's a super glue. It's from Wilko. So super cheap. Again, not sponsored by Wilko. Wilko, feel free to sponsor me if you like. But I use this Wilko super glue just because it's really cheap. It's about £1 for about 5 or 6 of these small little 5-gram tubs. Now it works pretty much 99% of the time, all of the time. Anyone get the reference? Let me know. But I did pick up this the other day because I was rather intrigued by it. So, Gorilla Contact Adhesive. It's crystal clear, so it's good for models. And it's meant to be strong as heck. So, I was going to try and use this for these wings because these wings are particularly heavy. So, Aimzo in the chat is saying, all good, thanks. Happy it's Friday. Yeah, tell me about it. Happy, very happy it's Friday. So, let's see what we've got on our model here. I'm just feeling that this light is in my way. So I'm going to just manoeuvre it over here a bit. There you go. Oh no, that's in the way of you now. You don't want that there. Righty, so got our model. I'm just going to go with a little bit. Oh, it's actually quite tacky. Ooh, okay. Alright. Well, let's see how this works. I've got to even remember how to put the wings on and which wing is which. Let's have a quick look at these. I reckon possibly we're going this way, right? This is the right way. But let's just hope that they fit. In fact, let's try this one on the non-glued side first, just to see where he sits and how it works. Don't do what I did and just throw things in there and expect it all to sit nicely. Please do double check your models before you go to glue them. It's worthwhile, because otherwise you end up doing what old Dick Eye here has done and forgotten to work out which wing goes where. I'm going to have to look at the box now. So, we've got. I'm just going to lay that box there. Oh no. Right, if you do get this glue, be careful because it just continually pours out of the tube without you squeezing it. So that's not good. So be careful there because I've just dripped a load onto my table. Never good. So what happened for everyone's Friday anyway? Whilst I fanny around with this, what's happening on your your week actually? Let's go and try and recapture your week. Bearded Veteran saying, woohoo, can't wait for Candela, it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, I do need to get on these games more and play more. Right, so I'm looking at this box and I'm trying to work out which way these wings go. I don't think it's that way, I think it is that way. Like that. Okay. Let's see how we go. Aha! Right, that's where he goes. Right, I've got you. Okay, let's bring him in. So I would say on the wings here, not a great, like, locator hole, if that makes sense. It's not massively obvious. It's not like a big, really obvious piece here that you're looking for. Some models that you get, they have like nice little aligning pins. This one not so much. So Bearded Veteran, on your red dragon, your young dragon on Thos or whatever his name is, do be careful because the locator pins are not completely obvious. When test fit in, blue tack is your best friend. Yeah, it is, but I don't. Well, I have used it in the past, but the problem I have with blue tack is, well, it's not really a problem, but I'm impatient. It's probably the issue. So I like to take the piece, align it up, get the feel for it, where it goes, and then just roll with that. And there is a feel for this, but doesn't seem to be, the glue just doesn't seem to be working in the way that I was hoping for. I thought it would actually be a lot more. It says here, holds in seconds. That's bullcrap. Doesn't hold in seconds. Gorilla Glue. Email me. Email Minis-N-Muscles and tell me why your contact adhesive does not hold in seconds. Because if I let go of that, that'll bloody fall. Yeah, that's never going to hold. Don't know if I'm not using enough glue perhaps, but let's try a little bit more. But well, maybe I waited too long actually. Maybe that was it. Maybe I waited too long. Put that back on. So yeah, what have you guys been up to this week? What's been the lowdown? What's been happening? I'd love to know what you guys have been up to this week. My week this week has been fairly busy. Yeah, it has been fairly. I'd say it's been fairly busy. Did get a chance to go back to my old army camp, so that was a nice experience. So I went back there. Didn't see any of my friends, unfortunately. It was like a massive flying visit. So I didn't get to meet up with any of my old buddies, but it was quite nice. Bearded Veteran in the chat is saying, just check Thos, and it shouldn't be an issue as one wing has an arm on, the other doesn't due to the pose. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I have done another one of these Dungeons and Lasers dragons. What's his name? Drakath the Despoiler or something, I think his name was. And similar kind of situation with the wings. It's a little bit tricky. But I think I've got this one nailed now anyway. Just got to wait for it to dry a bit. No, he's not sticking. This glue does not like this plastic. It says here, bonds, metals, glasses, fabric, wood, ceramics, leathers, paper, rubber, plastic, and more. Fucking lie to me. Oh, just swore. Sorry, YouTube. They lie to me, guys. They lie. Yeah, it's just not gripping. That's not very good at all. Yeah, that's just really piss poor. I would have thought that that would grip by now, me holding it for, you know, a good 30 seconds whilst I ramble. Oh, one of them takes... No, this one says holds in second. So Bearded Veteran's just dropped a message in chat and he's saying, did you by chance get the quick setting Gorilla Glue? Because one of them takes up to 24 hours to dry. This one here says holds in seconds. So if it says holds in seconds, I expect it to hold in seconds. I mean, well, it could be 59 seconds though, couldn't it? Under heat or some bull crap. But let's have a look. Allow adhesive to partially dry. Wait for approximately 2 minutes before okay. Oops. Wait for 2 minutes before joining the surfaces. Well, I didn't do that, did I? So, naughty me. Does say allow a minimum of 24 hours for a full cure. Oh, what? That is a load of tosh. What a con, right? Let's have a look at this. Look. Holds in seconds. My arse does it hold in seconds. Oh, hang about. He said that and now it's holding, kind of. But that ain't going to hold. No, that's not going to freaking hold. Right. Okay. Gorilla Glue, you're sacked. God. Well, that didn't go too well, did it? The glue is testing me. Yeah, you're telling me, Aimzo. 2 minutes is technically seconds, just 120 of them. Yeah, true. True. So it's 24 hours seconds as well, but thousands. I don't know the maths. Is it 36,000 or something? Yeah, absolute rubbish. That was £3 as well, £4. And I don't like buying expensive stuff. But never mind. Never mind. That's just the way. You've got to try and test these things, guys. So if you are, you know, model building or whatnot, try and test it, see what happens, see what you get. Oh, wow, we've got 7 viewers going at the moment. Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Minis and Muscles if you're just joining us. It's Friday! You are at the channel where the brawn meets the brush. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who have just joined and sort of heard me swearing away, right now I am trying to glue a wing to a dragon, right? Not working. I tried using this Gorilla Glue. It's rubbish, so let's go back to our good old Wilko's cheapo super glue. See if that works. Because the other bloody glue certainly didn't. So at least with super glue you can kind of get that all done in one foul swoop. Alright. Okay, let's try this one. Get him in there. So who have we got online? Come on, new people. We got viewers. We have viewers. You're online. I can see you. Well, I can't see who you are, but I can see that you're online. Don't be shy. Drop a texty in the chat. What Bearded Veteran is saying, black super glue is great as it's flexible rather than brittle. Oh, okay. I've never heard of black super glue before. I shall have to have a look for some. Let's see if we can... Oh, you son of a gun. No, it's not sticking. Right. Not sticking. I'm not liking this. This is so annoying. So, here's the thing, right, with model building. This here's got this nice locator hole. I've got my head in the way here, but it has got a locator hole, right? However, on the wing, it doesn't have the bit that locates in the hole. So, let's see about this one, shall we? There? No. Oh, I reckon we've made a boo-boo here, peeps. I reckon what we should have done is actually glued the wings before the arms. And I didn't do that. I was a naughty boy. And I went straight in for the arms. And I don't think that was the right course of action. See, always read the instructions first. There you go. That could be tip of the day. Read your instructions first. Don't be a numpty like I've been. I've gone ahead and glued things in place without reading it correctly. Because I reckon this one would actually fit right in there. But, can't. Ha ha ha! Got that one in. Nice. He's going to need a little bit of green putty along there. Just to seal it along the back of the wing where the wing joins in. See if we can get a bit of better light there. Okay, so this one has gone in. But can you see just down here where the back of the wing sort of connects to the body of the dragon? That's going to need a little bit of green putty just to sort of seal across the edge. That would be quite nice. So that's that one done. That's good. Alright. Now let's have another look at this one, shall we? Why this one isn't sticking. Again, possibly, did I put that the wrong way? Just doesn't seem to want to go in that hole. Said the actress to the bishop. So I'm holding it there. The hole is not the right shape. Because you've got two things here, right? You've got this little line that runs, or should do it here. You've got, let's move that out of the way. You've got a line here on the back of the wing. That back of the wing should run down the back of the dragon. You've got this part here that needs to go into this hole here. And then the line runs down the back of the dragon here. However, it doesn't seem to fit. It just doesn't, like normally on a model, it just like plop, goes straight in. And you can feel it. But it doesn't seem to want to go here. I don't know, maybe I've messed something up significantly, but which is quite possible. Remember here, folks, we're not pros. We've got 6 on the live views. So who are you, 6? Come on. Say hello. Join in the chat. I'd love to hear from you, like genuinely. If it's your first time here at Minis and Muscles, I would love to hear from you. Right. So maybe it's because I filled the hole with glue. And that's why we can't fit it in. So let's dig all that out and restart again. So yeah, what is everyone else painting at the moment, by the way? What are your models? What have you been doing in the week? Me, I hear you cry. Not quite, but you know, my big ears can hear you. I've been painting during the week some more Sisters of Battle. So I'm working on my Sisters of Battle army still. Let's zoom that in a bit more. Nope, not out. In. Yeah, so I'm doing my Sisters of Battle army still. That's keeping me busy because it's, you know, there's a lot of models. It's one thing that I find is very different from painting Dungeons and Dragons models and things like that, or this kind of dragon, although this is for D&D, but not D&D specific. But you know, when you're painting these singular models, it's quite fun because you get, you know, a lot of different things and you get to experiment, and you know, whereas when you're doing Warhammer models, if it's a squad, crikey, does it take a long time. And I haven't painted Warhammer squads in ages. Like, I kind of detest doing it. So I was like, oh no, it's just too much. And it kind of breaks me every now and then, so I have to have a little escape. But anyway, back to our model. Right, we've dug that well out a little bit. I don't know if we can use this file to just continue to dig it out a bit more, because it doesn't feel like it will take enough of the joint to sit in there. So we'll see. We'll see if it works. But the topic of today, or one of the topics of today that I wanted to cover off was, we got JPC painting Warhammer Cursed City minis at the moment. JPC, welcome to Minis and Muscles. It's absolutely awesome to have you online, sir. Or ma'am, I'm saying sir. I'm assuming sir, but I should never assume. But welcome, whoever you are, wherever you are. Welcome to the Minis and Muscles. It's absolutely fabulous to have you online. So you're painting Warhammer Cursed City minis. Great. What have you got on? What have you got on the go? I'd absolutely love to hear about it. I would, or I might bring them across in a bit. Just my Sisters of Battle that I've been painting earlier this week myself. So I'll probably bring those over and show you guys in a bit how I've got on. So again, guys, here's where I cocked up, right? On this one, shouldn't have affixed the arm before the wing. That is the problem, right? That's the problem we've got. So I rushed ahead thinking I was, you know, really cool and able to do this, but actually, like most blokes, we don't read the instructions, do we? We just go for it. And I got really excited and went ahead. Oh, hang about. Am I still live? I've just had a message pop up. YouTube is not responding. Has it stopped? Oh no. Can someone... Oh, hang about. JPC's saying I'd be a dude. I'm not sure what he is. So I am still live. Guys, if drop a message in the chat and just let me know whether I'm live or not live. Because I wasn't sure whether I've got this message that's come up and said that YouTube is not responding. So I don't know if that's true or not true or what's going on here. So let me know. Still working. Still live for me. Okay, phew. Alright, that's a bit of a weird message to come up. It's just a YouTube message come up at the bottom. But yeah, JPC, you be a dude and welcome. Good to have you along for the journey. So we were talking about today, and I keep on derailing myself, but we're talking about today, main agenda is talking about protecting your minis and looking after your minis when you're, you know, after you've painted them, once you go out with game with them, transporting them around. So I'd love you to drop into the chat and tell me, what do you guys do? How do you protect your minis? Okay, so start chopping stuff in. So what I wanted to say is, the first things first, when you get to the end of painting your mini, to protect them and to keep the life sort of preserved in them, it's always good to use a little bit of lacquer. I don't know who else uses lacquer here, if anyone else on the channel that's watching uses lacquer. However, it is exceptionally good because it just keeps that paint protected just enough so that nothing sort of falls apart once you pick them up and move them about, right? Because there's nothing worse than getting a model and, you know, picking it up, putting it on the battlefield, putting it on your D&D table or whatever it is, and it all goes, you know, all the paint starts flaking off in your hand, and you're like, oh, never. So to avoid that, lacquer. This lacquer doesn't have to be the best in the world, really expensive. The last lacquer I got, I bought from Halfords. So a car garage. I went there and I bought some lacquer from there. And it's really cheap. It's just satin lacquer. In fact, I've got it here so I can show you guys. It's nothing expensive. Again, we always try to do things fairly cheap here. But it's just satin lacquer at Halfords. So clear satin, because you don't want a gloss. Well, I didn't want a gloss anyway. I just wanted to be able to spray my minis and keep them protected. So I use satin lacquer. That's my #1 go-to. Let's just change camera whilst we're here, just so I can show you this. Huzzah! The wings are affixed on our beast. He's there. Look in all his glory. I mean, he does need a bit more detail, but how do we think the wings look, guys? Like, obviously, they're sort of a greeny blue. I did use a purple sort of contrasty wash on the wings, as you can see here. But does that work, or do we need to change the colour? I want your opinion. Let me know. In the chat, JPC is saying, I've never played a tabletop minis game. I just paint and put them in a drawer. No need to varnish. So, you, JPC, are like where I was not so long ago, really. A few years ago. I would paint models. I started in lockdown, just in case you missed the earlier streams that we've done here at Minis-N-Muscles. But I painted in lockdown just to keep myself amused because I had a load of models there. And it was just something to do, right? So go on there, paint models, stick them away. And I've got a box over here somewhere that's just got loads of Space Marines painted. And I've done nothing with them, ever. So until very recently. And they just stayed there in a box. That was it. No problem at all. I kept them there. It was absolutely fine. So, you know, I was like you. And then just after lockdown, I got into tabletop role-playing games at my local comic store. And then since I've actually sort of DM'd and done dungeon mastering for Dungeons and Dragons, run our own home game here, literally just on the part of the table behind where I'm sat, or behind where you're seeing rather. And then I just enjoyed that and started painting models for that, and because I love like building out characters and giving people something to really hold on to when they play. I just find that it looks and feels better. So I paint loads of models, stick them on the table for people because it looks cool, right? And then recently I dug out my Warhammer because a friend of mine said he's got some Warhammer and he wanted to play like games. I was like, oh great, okay, I'll get mine out too. So got my old Warhammer out that I'd never played with and played with them in a game. And it was wicked, I enjoyed it, so I bought an army and I've started painting them very, very slowly. But yeah, I'm glad you are here, JPC. It's awesome to have you. Bearded Veteran is saying he likes it. So let's just hold the dragon up again. Let's get him a bit closer. But do we like the colour contrast between the wings and the body of the dragon? So, and the reason why we did this, the wings like this, is because these wings come like in a clear plastic. And I was just wondering, it's called a ghost dragon. And I thought, is that like a hint that you're meant to keep the ghosty vibes of these sort of ethereal type wings? But you can see he's a pretty big model. Like once he's all built, if we get a 28mm model next to him, I think I've got one down here. Oh. So if we take a little battle sister that we've got here, 32mm, not 28mm. And this is a 32mm battle sister in comparison for size. So you can see how big this model is actually. And again, this is why these Dungeons and Lasers models are so good. You know, that's 20 quid or 20 pounds of your finest Great British pounds, 22 pound or 24 pound or something. Not a lot of money. And I think I got a discount because it was at a trade show. So if you go to places like Comic Con, things like that, or Dragon Meet, which is an event in the UK, but there's plenty of cons over in the US. You can go to one of those and grab yourself one of these. I think they're pretty cheap, so it's good. But that's the kind of scale you're looking at. So we have the wings are fixed on our mighty beast, and I'm just looking at him myself, and I'm trying to sort of think whether or not he needs something extra. Now, does he need something extra, or can he just go like that? Tough call. I'm not entirely sure, you know, guys. I'm not entirely sure. But we are going to have to green putty down his back where the wings join on. I'll do that in a second. In fact, let's do that now. Why don't we do that now? Let's find our green liquid stuff. So you can use green putty. Green putty is a very good tool to use. It comes in two forms. Let me grab the other form. It comes in stuff like this. Packs like this, a sort of yellow and a blue type putty. You rip a piece off with a yellow bit and a blue bit, mould them together and sort of knead them in your hand and roll it into a little ball and things like that so it goes green. Once it's green, it's then mixed and you can start applying it and shaping it. I've used it to create some things like... Oh, let's grab him actually. Stay there with me. Stay there with me, peeps. So, I've used green putty previously to do things like this guy. So let's change camera. Boop. So, things like this guy, you can see here, right? You can see his nice little beard that he's got. That's all green putty. That's not part of the model. I put that on him because this guy was an orc. And I wanted him to be... Oh, God, I can't remember now what the blooming race is in Dungeons and Dragons. But I wanted to change his race. So I cut his tusks off and I gave him a beard just to change his appearance. But that's the kind of stuff you can do with the green putty when you mix it together. Or you can get it in this form, which is liquid green stuff. And that is a kind of runny kind of substance that you can just spread into the gaps and the cracks. That's really nice to be able to sort of just blend in where parts of the model don't quite sit right or don't quite work right together. So all you will need is to get yourself something like this, and it doesn't have to be this one, by the way. This is purely one that I got from Games Workshop, but it's one of these, a little spreader. It's got like a little two different spreader ends, one wide, one thin. It's just a plastic spreader. You can use anything really, but I just found that this was quite helpful to have. You can then open your pot, take your sort of green goop, and then just get a little bit on the end and just spread it down the model. So that's the way to work. What we're saying in the chat. So Squarish is saying perhaps a gradient from the body colours into the wings might tie them together some more. Yeah, definitely. I might have to start spreading a little bit of that purple, that darkish purple up the wings. Yeah, I think it might just bring it in a bit better. What is Bearded Veteran saying? He's half orc. No, he wasn't. The figure originally was an orc. I didn't want him as half orc. I wanted him as something else. Gosh, what is that race called? Furbolg. That's the race. So Furbolg is a race in D&D. It's a big sort of huge-sized humanoid figure, often with purpley coloured skin and green hair and all the rest of it. So I wanted him to be one of those. So I changed him, and he's a Furbolg bard. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. Anyways, back to it. JPC, what are you painting in your Cursed Cities minis? I'd love to know. And then if Squarish or Bearded Veteran, you've got your models out, let me know what you got. Anyone else? I've seen a couple of you chatting, but we've got 6 concurrent users. Who else is out there? Don't stay silent. Come on, join in the chat. So you can see here I've got my liquid green stuff. So what I'm going to do is give it a bit of a shake up first. But yeah, today's topic is protecting your minis. We spoke about like varnishing. So after you've finished painting your models, it's always good to give them a varnish if you're going to be using them. If they're just going to sit in a cupboard, don't worry about it. Or if they're just going to sit in a model on a shelf, don't worry about it. The reason I say this is because if you ever want to go back and repaint over the models or change something, without varnish is a lot easier than when you have varnish on. When you have varnish on, it makes it a little bit more awkward to repaint over, and you might get differences in the colours. As you apply the colours over the top of the varnish, you'll get slightly different tones. So you might not always be able to colour match. So if you're going to use your models on the tabletop, I would advise a bit of varnish just to keep them protected. In case they like topple over or something, it's nice just to keep them in pristine order, shall we say. So we've got our thingamabob here, our little spreader, and we're just going to go down the back now with this. Just try and fill those gaps. Might need a bit more actually. I think I was going quite light on the green paste here, but actually there's quite a big gap to fill, which is not good because it just means there's more painting to do. I mean, I don't mind more painting, but once you've painted an area, you don't want to go back to it again and again and again. So yeah, we'll try and fill that. It looks okay. Yeah, it looks alright. I keep getting this error, YouTube coming up. I don't know what the hell is happening tonight, guys. Hopefully I'm still live and I'm not cutting in and out all the time. That would be most disastrous. We just spread that in there. So, how else do we want to look at, you know, looking after your minis after you spray them, or after you've sort of finished painting them. So it's things like handling your minis as well. Unless you've got sort of very delicate children, I'd advise, you know, young kids don't touch your minis. Minis are important, man. You spend a lot of time and love making these things, so try not to give them to small people or people that just have no tact when they pick things up and they're a bit clumsy, because they will break. So try to be selective on who you give your minis to. There's a really weird gap right at the end of this one, so we're just going to have to fill this right at the end. Don't worry, this will all dry up and we'll patch this over, but it's a really odd gap on the end of this one, and I don't quite know why, because it all lines up on the mini itself, on the lines up with the ball joint, and it lines up with everything else, but it just seems like the edge of the wing here just doesn't have anything to sit onto. So I will create that, and then we'll just do the last little bit. But it's weird as well how like one wing goes really far down his back and the other doesn't. I like symmetry, so maybe that's why I'm getting upset by it. But yeah, oh, that's what I was going to talk about, with protecting your minis. So once you've sort of done one mini, and you're then, you know, finishing all the rest, and you're putting them in a box, and perhaps you're taking them off to a game, how do you then keep them safe? So that sort of brings me on to my second point that I wanted to cover this evening. Actually, it's not too difficult to do. What I do is I attach a small magnet to the bottom of my minis, which you can buy. There's lots of them that you can buy. You can buy them on Amazon for about £5 or £6 for only a few magnets. Sorry, about maybe 100 magnets, and they look like this. So they come in a little plastic box, and they're very, very small. You get a variety of different sizes. In fact, I'll just hold this under my camera, like that, and you get a lot of different sizes of magnets. And you can just place one underneath the bottom of your mini, glue it to the bottom with super glue. So that's stage one. Because when we were travelling with our minis, the last thing you want is to throw them all over the place. So you want them to stay in place wherever you go. So I was going to grab a box there, but I don't know how to show it on screen. So what you want to do, you've got your magnets that you bought from Amazon or wherever, a local gaming store, and then you want to grab those minis, and you want to put them in a box of some sort. That box can be absolutely anything. Could be a cardboard box, an old shoe box. It could be a plastic tub, ice cream tub. It could be, you know, a sort of purpose-built PVC carrying tub, or it could be something really flashy like a Pelly case if you're really posh. So, you know, you can have a variety of containers. Now, inside your container, what you then want to do is you want to get a small sheet of a magnetised rubber sheet. Again, you can purchase these from Amazon. Really, really cheap, easy to get hold of. I think I paid £8 for 2 A4 size sheets. So it's £8 for 2 A4 size sheets. It's what was it? It was £6 for the magnets, which last forever because you've got like 100 odd or whatever it is in that pack. And then all you need to do, like I said, glue the magnet to the bottom of your mini. I think I've got one here that's got one on. So you can see here, glue it onto the bottom of your mini. This is another one of my battle sisters. So glue it onto the bottom of your mini, and then place the magnetic sheet into the base of your container. Some of them, like the ones I got, had a sticky back, so you just pull off the sticky back, stick them down, and then you just place your models on top, and they automatically stick and they don't move. So when you're walking around, transporting them from here to there or wherever in the car, put them in your box. They magnetise to the base, and then you just transport them around. It's absolutely fantastic. You can do that in a cardboard box. I've got literally a cardboard box sat right next to me with a magnetised sheet in, with models in. perfect. It costs, you know, under £20 for a box that you can carry around, store your minis, and they don't get hurt. That is gold. I absolutely love that. So what we got here in the chat. So Squarish is saying, sadly, not much model painting for me at the moment. I've been working on a few other creative projects. Ah, shame. Okay, well, what other creative projects are you working on, sir? Tell us. We are intrigued. We want to know. What else is being said in the chat? Bearded Veteran, sadly still sorting the room out as I'm under order to get it sorted by the morning. So the long-haired general has caught you, hey? And she's thrown rules your way. Well, don't worry. We will allow you on this one time, Bearded Veteran, to sort your room. Don't worry. What JPC is saying, I guess I'm painting Blackstone Fortress Ministorum Priest. Oh, nice. Okay. Nice. So, Blackstone Fortress Ministorum Priest. I don't think I'm going to have to Google that. So, Blackstone Fortress Ministorum Priest. I'm just interested to see what that... Oh, it's him. Okay, so that is one of the Imperial units that can attach to Sisters of Battle. Huzzah! We've got another player of Sisters of Battle. He's pretty cool. So if I'm right, JPC, that is the guy with the chainsword flamer. Absolutely epic mini. Very cool. I like that a lot. I haven't got him myself yet, purely because the setup I'm running with my Sisters of Battle, I don't think I require it for what are the rest of the models I have. So I'm not running a Ministorum Priest at the moment, but that would be pretty cool. It's either the one with the chainsword flamer, or it's the actual priest with the spellbook and the mace. So it's one of the two. But yeah, let us know. I'll stick some. I don't know if you can stick some pictures in chat. I don't think you can, but you can go to the Minis-N-Muscles Discord channel, and you can stick pictures in the minis section there. So you can feel free to do that. That would be epic. I will find the link now for you, because I don't think I actually changed my. I don't think I actually changed my. What's it called? My link on Linktree, or Linktree, one of the two. Let's go back to here. Oh, it's the one with the book. Got you. Okay. Says the Discord. Drop your picture of your mini JPC into the chat on the Discord. It'd be lovely to have you on board. Bearded Veteran is saying stage 1 is to keep them out of the reach of the kids. Yeah, like some people are just really clumsy. Like, you know, they're just. I know plenty of people in my life that are super clumsy, and you know they're lovely people, but they just don't. They don't get that you have to be gentle with things like this, and they're all fingers and thumbs, and they sort of smash your minis, and that gets really upsetting. But yeah, so. We've got boxes, so boxes to protect your minis whilst moving. Remember, magnetize magnetize the bases of your models. That's if you don't already do things like I used to do. I still do for some, actually. I might have an example here where you glue onto the base of your models 2Ps, right, or 1Ps. So look at this one here. It's got a 2P glued to the bottom of him, right? Why has he got that? Because it's harder for him to be knocked over on the table, and also it gives him a kind of premium quality feel. So I'll just show you the mini himself, just so you can see the mini. This is the mini. He's part of the duo, the Demifuge, that go with my Sisters of Battle army. So he's an Eldari guy that teams up with the Sisters of Battle. And he's got a 2P underneath him there, just glued in. And they fit perfect on 32mm bases. 2Ps fit perfect. If you have a smaller model that has a slightly smaller base, I'm looking around for one that I can grab, perhaps like this one. So you have the older style Warhammer bases like this. I've actually put a magnet on this guy, but this also fits a 1p, so you can put a 1 penny underneath if you want. If you don't want to magnetise, if you're just going to put them on a shelf to stand, so JPC, that's a great one for you. Use pennies to weight your models down. It's really, really cool. Very, very helpful. So back to our dragon. Just to try to do a little bit of chat whilst his back dries there. Let's go back. So what Square is saying, he's trying to get a new YouTube channel off the ground. Bit of creative writing sort of thing based around the Candela world. Ideas and inspirations for stories. Oh, wicked, man. Yeah, defo. So that's why you're not painting at the moment. I get it. I understand completely. So yeah, fingers crossed. Well, you have to ping in the chat and let us know what the channel is, and then we can all go and follow you. See, that's how it works, right? So yeah, so what am I thinking? So we talked about keeping them safe for travel. We talked about keeping them out of harm's reach of small little children, but also long-term kind of care. You've varnished them. You've perhaps magnetised the bases or put 2Ps on the base to make them more stable. It seems like keeping them out of direct sunlight seems like quite a simple thing, but actually when people come to display their models and they put them out on a place, generally speaking, the best place to put your model for where it looks really good is right in direct sunlight. Not always the best, because models can fade, and the paints you use, depending on what you use, can fade as well. So I would recommend no direct sunlight. However, get yourself, if you're going to put them on display, get yourself a proper display cabinet that has little LED lights in, that then just bring the lights, soft light that is, onto your minis rather than harmful UV light. A lot better, a lot safer, keeps your models looking cool. Ah, dear, there we go. So back to our dragon. Let's just change the cam. Let's just move out a little bit. Oh, that's in. There we go, just to get more of him in. So we see we've got a load of muck spread up his back there. And I'm just kind of waiting for that to dry so we can apply a bit of our nightshade to him. So we're going to use this paint again, which is Nagaroth Night. And we're going to use that, and we're going to stick that down his back again just to give it a bit of a base, dark base. In fact, no, we should probably get down there with black first, actually. Looking at that area. So let's get a bit of black out. We are going to add that into our wet palette. So stick that in there. And then let's just start applying a little bit of black to this area, because we can go over this, it's not a problem. Oh, some of that green is not dry yet. Definitely not dry. Look at that. See, impatience doesn't always help. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do that bit yet. Yeah, the thicker areas are definitely not dry. So we're going to have to wait a bit longer on that green stuff. I thought that had dried, but not enough is the answer. So I'll just apply a little bit of black anyway, just around the areas we can get away with. Okay, well, let's give us some time to think. Some more chat coming in. You can also get a 250-gram bag of lead shot for shotgun shells from online clay pigeon shooting shops for about £5. That way you could make the BBS part of the vignette on the base, i.e. gravel. Yeah. Oh, cool. So JPC has just put in the pic section. Oh, lovely. So you've just joined the Discord and stuck your pictures in there. Nice. So let's have a look and see what JPC's picture is. Nice, that's cool. Yeah, so that is the Ministerial Priest for the Adeptus Sororitas. Lovely. Oh, so you're not going for our Martyred Lady paint theme? Or what paint theme are you going for? Are you going for a traditional paint theme akin to one of the Adeptus Sororitas factions, or are you just going with your own random paint scheme? Let me know. Butterfly horse, having completed his face. I haven't seen it. Okay, so we haven't completed the face yet, but here he is. He does have a face. There we go. Can you see that? So that is his face at the moment. Maybe we should actually crack on with the face whilst we're waiting for this wings to dry. But now we've got the wings on, he's far more difficult to paint. That's why I was keeping them off. But then I was impatient. I wanted him to get them on. So it's like, oh, what do you do, Steve? What do you do? Right. So let's get this guy in here. Here we are. So let's get a small brush out because we want to do a little bit of detailing. The painter's lick. JPC, do you condone the painter's lick, or are you against the painter's lick? Well, what's your thoughts on that? We had lots of people chatting about this the other week, whether or not they do or don't lick. I'd love to know your thoughts. So, Butterfly Horse, did you see the face? I need more paint, actually. Do you like the face of the dragon and how he's turned out? What do you reckon? Jump in the chat and let me know what you think. Oh, JPC, you're anti-lick. Oh, no. Okay, I'm the only weirdo that does this then. Maybe I am the only weirdo that does this. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. See, I can't rest the model now to get this in a really good position for the camera. So it's slightly more difficult. So I'm just wanting to apply a bit of purple on there. Need to go around his eyes. Every time you wash your brush as well, you've got to put him down and then pick him back up. I might have to change my camera layout just to accommodate this bloody dragon. So what we're saying, I also use separate water cups for metallics. No, there's nothing wrong with that, actually. It's probably the thing you should do, to be fair. I mean, I don't, but that's not to say you shouldn't, because you probably should. I think my issue is that I try and do everything on a kind of budget and keep it as cheap as possible, because I'm not a pro painter. I'm not, I'm not bad, but I'm not by any stretch of the imagination pro. So I just try and do things, as not cheap as possible, because that's not the right word, but just with cost in mind. If I was better at painting, I think I'd probably... Oh, damn it. If I was better at painting, I'd probably do what you're doing, to be fair. And go for paint on... a wash after metallics and a wash after standard colours as well. Oh, we've got a bit of overrun there. Bit of splodge on his head. So this is very frustrating painting like this, because you have to keep putting this damn thing down. It's very annoying. I have to work out something for him. I'm going to have to go back over this bit because I can't have a... Oh, I'm not in camera. There we go. Can't have a patch of lilac going through his head like that, can we? So JPC, have you been painting models long? No. Butterfly Horse, you're reserving your comment till he's finished. Oh, come on. What the hell? You got to give the, you got to install the confidence now. You can't run away. You have to tell us what you think. You can't be shy. You got to tell us, how's the model looking? What do you reckon? Can't lie him down, but yeah, look at him. He's cool, right? I like him. He looks good. So, anyway, it's about time that we're almost halfway through. And normally around the halfway mark, for those that are new here, usually we do a thing called muscle moments. So because this is minis and muscles, we do talk about a little bit of fitness as well. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit of fitness. And with that, today's topic is about, you know, social media versus reality. Now, I'm a big believer of, I don't care what people do, you know, I just want people to be real and tell the truth about what they do, right? So, and that's training methods, that's diet, that's, you know, their journey to success, whatever that may be. I'm not judgmental. I don't care whether you robbed a bank, you know. Just say it how it is and just tell us what happened. Don't lie to everybody. And the reason I get a little bit frustrated about this is ages and ages ago I had like this fitness Instagram page. So I do sort of fitness exercises because again, for those that don't know, my past was in the military, and in the military I was a physical training instructor, and you know, I thought, oh, I'll just do some, you know, fitness posts and all the rest of it, and I had a couple of thousand followers, which was not too bad, but I got so sick of it, right? Because in the fitness world, oh dear, paintbrush is splaying a bit there. In the fitness world, you get so many people, especially with social media, that do not tell the truth, and they lie about absolutely everything that they do. And that's really frustrating because it creates a very false world that we then live in, where everyone thinks that, you know, let's take The Rock, right, for an example. The Rock is, what, in his 50s now, is he? I don't know. Actually, we should just fact check. I don't know how old he is, but The Rock age. So The Rock is 52, right? 52 years of age. That guy is bigger than Ben-Hur. He's massive. Like, absolutely massive. Now, no doubt that he has available to him the best equipment, the best supplements, you know, a dietitian, doctors, absolutely everything that you could possibly want, right? And he does have all of that available to him. But the guy is bigger now than what he was when he was in the WWE. WWE, it was a wrestler, right? And he's bigger now than then, and by quite some difference as well. Like, he is massive. Whereas back in his WWE days, he was big, but he wasn't absolutely huge. By the way, I just did some detailing along this horn along here. But yeah, he wasn't absolutely huge, and the guy now is absolutely massive. So people look at that and go, oh wow, you know, The Rock is, you know, in his 50s and he can look like that, and you know, so they start these journeys. I need to undo that one. So they start these journeys, and unfortunately these people are never going to really achieve the same kind of level. They will, you know, get far with adjusting their diet and having a good training regime and, you know, doing all that sort of stuff, but they're missing the magic sauce. And the magic sauce is often stuff that, you know, is not available to you and I. It's available to people that are extremely rich, can afford the best supplements, shall we say. And you and I can't get hold of that. You might be able to get hold of something, but it ain't going to be the same. And it just sets a massive unrealistic target on people, and it makes a false pretense. So you see all these people that are, you know, oh yeah, my life is like this and I do this. I get up at 5 a.m. and I watch the birds wake up and I do this and I do that. It's all false, and it winds me the hell up because it sets people up for massive fail. So those that are trying to change their life and, you know, get about and do something different and actually try to become fitter or better, you know, it really does affect people, and it just puts the motivation down, and it's not realistic. I just wish people would just admit it. I wish, you know, The Rock could just say what he uses and say, this is what I use, and this is how I get so freaking massive. Great, okay, fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Rock. We appreciate your honesty. Everyone still loves you. Everyone's still going to go watch your movies because you're pretty cool. So don't worry about it. It's all good. So yeah, that's my kind of whinge. What we saying in chat? Squarish is saying, I don't think I can drop a link in chat. The channel is called Crimson Weasel. Yes, it's not to campaign 2 of Crit Roll. It's a nod to campaign 2 of Crit Roll. Yeah, got you. Bearded Veteran is saying, I don't use water cups. I use one of those silicone fidget toys because acrylics don't stick to them and they're so easy to keep clean and you can use lots of paints, minimum water on one palette. I use this. By the way, it's not always dirty, right? You know the goo desserts, GU I think it is? They come free. So it's a goo dessert pot, alright? It's a Pringle lid. And I just use that. Pringle lids fit perfectly over the glass goo pots. That's it, done. Absolutely no problem. That is what I use for my water dish. Nothing posh. God, you're always thinking, you're probably sitting at home thinking, Jesus wept, you are a tight git, Steve. So it's Squarish. I'll send Steve the link now so he can put it up. Oh yeah, please do. Ping me the link. If I can get it, I will stick it up in the channel. I might be able to find it myself actually. What is it? The Crimson Weasel. The Crimson Weasel. Let's see if we can find you. The Crimson Weasel. Okay. So I've found your page. Righty. Oh, you've got 11 subscribers already. So let's copy that. And we can stick it in the chat. So I shall subscribe to your page. So you now have 12. And we'll stick that in the chat. There you go. Crimson Weasel. Done. See, this is what it's about. It's just about being friendly, about being a nice community. So Butterfly Horse is saying in chat, never know who to believe when you see stuff like that on social media. 100%. 100%. It's really disheartening to see that because it's so false. You know, where do you start? Like, I don't know. Butterfly Horse, you might be on a massive fitness drive, right? And you're looking at social media and all you see is these stupid 20-year-old idiot influencer fitness individuals, right? And they don't know what they're talking about 99% of the time. They're showing you all the wrong exercises and claiming they're guru gods, but actually they're not. They're just 20 and they're of that age and they're just slim anyway at 20 and it's very easy to lose weight and they have no clue about what they're talking about because they've never done it and gone through it. So it's kind of annoying. And then when people set those false standards, you know, good one for ladies actually is things like famous ladies that have surgery, right? They have kids, and after they have kids, they then have surgery to correct things, which is absolutely fine. I have nothing against that, because sometimes surgery can absolutely bug you up as a lady, right? Or sorry, pregnancy, should I say. It can really wreck ladies. So gents, if you've got a lady in your life, and you're about to have a kid, you know, it can wreck your lady. So look after them. And vice versa, the ladies should look after their men too. You see these sort of, I don't know, Jennifer Aniston's a bad example because she doesn't have a kid, but someone of that kind of level, right? That looks stick thin and she's had 3 kids. She doesn't look any different, and you think, how the hell have you got that body back so quickly? Well, there's only one real answer, ladies, and that will be 99% of the time it's surgery. Now, that's not all the time, because there are some women that don't have it, and, you know, they go through, you know, a lot of hard graft to get the body back. But there's a lot that don't, and they go through surgery, you know, and then sort of 3 months later they're looking real thin and tiny again, and on top of their game like they'd never had a kid. That's massively disheartening for ladies. So you've got the sort of the rock scenario for guys and sort of trying to reach something that's just never going to happen. And then for ladies, you've got that sort of diet world. I wish that people were just honest and said, look, this is what I do, this is what I take. You know, if they never question and nobody ever asks them, then people are probably not bothered. But someone like The Rock could really do with saying what he does, what he doesn't do. I think that would help a lot of people. And it certainly wouldn't give this sort of false narrative out anyway. But yeah, I would like the fitness world to change, but it never will, unfortunately. Maybe we should do a big, massive drive to try and get people to change. Don't know whether they ever would, though. So have you ever seen or experienced, guys, people like that? Have you ever seen that in your life, experienced that in your life, where people aren't quite honest about what they take, what they do, or whatever? I mean, I'm sure you have, in some capacity. Whilst we're talking, by the way, I'm just filling in the back here. So where we dropped all that green putty onto the dragon's back just to seal some of them holes, I'm just dropping a bit of black paint onto the wings. I'm also just covering a little bit of this blue as well, because it's super blue and it's very see-through at the moment on this side. So I just want to give that a bit of a darken up. We can go back over those areas. So, lesson for tonight, anyway, if you haven't taken away my key learning point, is make sure you read the instructions first before you assemble your minis. Because you'll end up like me, like a total dipstick, putting together something that you can't because it should have been done 2 steps earlier. So don't be like Steve. Read the instructions. But hey, that's real, right? That's real. That's why, you know, that's why I tried to do this, to show people the realness of life. Yeah. So Dwayne, we got Squarish is saying much appreciated for the link. Yeah, no problem, brother. Anytime. I don't have a lot of followers myself. I've just hit the 80 mark, so I'm very happy about that. But I shall give you shout outs and stuff. Don't worry. And as long as you give me shout outs too, that's the way it works. What else we got here? Bit of veterans saying Dwayne Johnson is probably as natty as the Liver King. Yeah. So for those that don't know, first of all, natty is a term where people sort of describe bodybuilders as natural. And they say, oh, are you natty? Are you natty? It's kind of like the hip phrase. So people use that a lot to describe that. And the Liver King, again, if you've not seen, Google it. It's this guy, right? And but like, I'm in good shape, right? I'm not perfect. So if I took my vest off, I don't have the perfect abs or anything like that. I still have a bit of flab here and all the rest of it. Could do with more size and shape, all the sort of stuff. But I'm not bad. It has taken me about 9 years to get to this level, right? And then you see people like the Liver King. I don't know how long he's been training for, but this guy is, first of all, he's huge. He weighs about 240 pounds, so about, I think it's must be 110 kg or something like that. And he's ripped, shredded, veiny as hell. So one like massive telltale sign with steroids is you get vascular on certain steroids. That is, you get super vascular, super quick. And you have these huge veins that stick out throughout your bodies. Like if you look at things like Mr. Olympia, for example, look at the bodies you get on there. They're all on steroids. They're all on it. You know, and you'll see these huge veins. Now, Liver King has the same ones. Ripped, shredded, massive. And for months and months and months, he was denying that he took anything. Denying he took it, saying, no, I just eat natural, all I do is eat red meat, blah, 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 and I eat it uncooked and all the rest of it, and all these crazy sort of claims. And then he was caught out, I think, was it something like, was he caught out on an interview perhaps? Or maybe he was caught out where someone filmed him, I think, or some recording of him got out. But anyway, it all came out. Then he did say, yes, I've taken steroids. So... you know, it's quite amusing to see these people when that kind of thing does happen. So what we're saying in chat, a lot of it with pregnancy is genetics as well, because my ex had 3 kids and was massive when pregnant, but a few months later she looked like she'd never had kids, and no stretch marks and no extra. Yeah, that is true. But the problem with that, and that, well, sorry, not the problem, but that is like a small percentage. Like, you are probably looking at, your ex-missus is probably in like a 1% group. So the majority of ladies don't have that genetic ability to just go straight back. Like, again, genetics is relative to bodybuilding. So I will never be as big as The Rock because my genetic size is just not big enough. Even if I took all the steroids under the sun, I wouldn't be as big. That guy is 6'3" or something like that. He's pretty tall. He's already got wide shoulders. There's pictures of him when he was a kid, and he was massive, or looks like he had the frame to put the muscle on. I'm a small bloke, so I'm only like 5'8" at a push, and that's pushing it. So my frame is naturally a lot smaller. So genetics it does play a big part. Same for women in pregnancy. So it might be that your ex had just the perfect hips that where she lost all the stretch marks. Didn't get any stretch marks, and she could just contract back. But there's other things. There's other complications with pregnancies as well. There's like where ladies' hips don't realign. There's where you get the gap in the muscles down the abs. So there's like a massive gap, and you can literally stick your finger in between. It's between the sternum and the top of the abs, and just underneath the sternum. If you're a lady and you're watching, get 2 fingers now and just push down on the sternum. Blokes, if you do that now, push down on the sternum, just go below your sternum and push, and you'll feel muscles push back, right? Now, if you're a lady and your muscles haven't grown back properly, because when in birth they separate and they grow back, if they haven't gone back, you'll be able to put your fingers and it'll be like a massive dent, and you'll almost be able to go right in. It's really freaky. So things like that, because their bodies actually change through through nature itself, through the pregnancy. So it's all about how you recover as well. Some people don't recover as well as others. So yeah, genetics is a big thing. The necks and balls disappear as well. Yeah, so they get like tiny necks. Well, it's actually traps. So these muscles here just end up going up to here and down. So they end up with very small, it appears to be a small neck, but it's just not. The trap is massive. Balls disappear as well. I have no experience of balls disappearing, so I wouldn't be able to comment on that. I don't know. I have heard, because I've read a lot of literature on things like steroid use and abuse, and I've read a fair amount, because it's quite interesting. And I've always said, when I was in the army, I said to myself, right, if I ever leave the army, I'm going to be a wrestler and I'm going to take steroids and get massive. I left the army, never became a wrestler and took steroids and got massive. But yeah, I don't know people. I don't really hang in those circles to know. But there are claims about that, yeah. But I have read one book from one guy, and he says it's not quite like that, and it's not quite true. It doesn't happen in that way. So I'm not sure, mate. Exactly, which is why I think it's so cruel the way the media always overlook how big an impact genetics have on people. Look, yeah, massively. It's really difficult, and the people that play into this, the sort of rich and people like that have these bodies, physiques, and are sort of then pushing the Rock. And the reason why I get annoyed with the Rock, right, is he's cool, and I have no beef in the sense I think he's a bad person, but like, what I don't like about it is he commercializes every opportunity. So he has Project Rock, where he sells all his gear through Under Armour, right? So all these people are buying all his gear thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to be like The Rock, I'm going to be like The Rock. They're never going to be like The Rock, because they don't take what The Rock takes, so, but he's capitalizing and making money off of false advertising, really. So I get annoyed with the sponsors of these people. So like Under Armour, for example, and I get annoyed with individuals like that. So it's just not very good. And by the way, there'll probably be some crafty lawyer out there listening to me talking about this. This is my opinion. you know, I'm not stating fact, I'm just stating mere opinion. But yeah, so don't sue me. Well, you ain't going to get no money anyway, so... Because I haven't got any. Oh, dear. But yeah. So what I'm doing now is I'm just sort of given the... Oh, sugar, I've got the wrong camera on. Sorry, guys. So, I've just given the back of our model just a bit of a paint. It looks really bright right now. When this purple goes on, it always looks bright. It's not. It dulls down significantly to look more like the dark purple that you see on the sides. So that will disappear, but I am giving it just a bit of a sort of sprinkling up the wings. So it's nothing. It's more like dry brushing just across the layers, and just bringing that sort of purple in, just to see if I can not blend it, but because I'm not the best painter in the world. I'm pretty useless, but just to bring a bit of the colour off of the wing into off of the body and into the wing. So I'm just sort of bringing that across here, and it's just a light dry brushing with the purple, not heavy at all, and it just sort of gives you that ability to bring a bit of colour across. So if I zoom out a little bit, oh no, out a bit, there you go, you can see the sort of purple going up into the wings now, just a little bit, okay, just a little bit. Again, it will dry very differently. This paint, for some reason, it looks purple as heck. Like when you put it into your wet palette, it looks absolutely awesome. And then you paint it on your model, and it almost disappears and goes into this sort of black void. And I'm like, oh, that didn't look so good. Because I originally bought this colour for a Warhammer Blood Bowl team that I was painting, because I loved the purple, and I wanted like a LA Lakers purple and gold sort of yellowy kind of effect, and I put that out there, and then it just dropped right off, and I was like, oh man, where's the purple gone? So yeah, that was that was my experience with this purple. I'm just sort of spreading it around. Again, that sort of, it's not dry brushing, but very similar, where you just go to you have very little on your brush in the first place of paint. And you go to all the raised areas, and you just flick your brush very lightly across, just to get some of the paint to transfer onto the model or the edge that you're painting. So let's do the same on this side. And I'm putting a bit of a thicker coat around the joint, just because you want it to sort of look like it's transitioning from the body. And then you can start to sort of get thinner as you go down the model, right? These sort of veiny areas are quite cool to pick out to highlight. So, and again, if you're really gentle, just little tiny bits of purple just flick off, which I like. It just looks smart. Yeah. So what else is everyone up to this weekend? What are people doing? Has everyone got any super cool plans? What are the geeky plans for the weekend? What have you got, guys? What are you doing? Tell me, tell me, tell me. I would love to hear. Whilst I'm doing a little bit of paint on this guy. Oh, got a little bit of white. I don't know where that came from, but just need a bit of a thicker purple there. Right. Sounds like my cat's just got up, so I don't know if she'll start meowing at me to get out. Quite possibly. Hopefully not. Right, okay, so that's cool. You can already see on the back, actually, if I tilt him that way, it's starting already, the shine of that purple is starting to go down. So that's good. That's what we want. We can apply a little bit of highlights to that area as well. So we've got our two other purple colours, which is these two here. So we've got this one on the right, we've got Gene Stealer Purple, and we've got Decala Lilac on the left. This one is almost like a white, so be very sparing on that. This one's more sort of a mid-purple, but we'll use those in a second to add in a bit of colour. Yeah, I'm happy with that so far. I might have to put a little bit more actually across the top of these wings. Yeah. So what else up to, people? Yeah, what else is everyone up to? Tonight, maybe tomorrow. Is anyone doing anything? Oh, here's one thing I wanted to talk about. Completely forgot. Completely escaped my mind. Space Marine 2. Who's seen the game? Has anyone seen the game yet? Space Marine 2 for the PlayStation 5, Xbox, PC. It is out. So I originally had Space Marine 1 for the PlayStation 4 many moons ago. No, was it PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3? It might have been PlayStation 3 actually. And I had Space Marine 1. That was brilliant. I loved that game. There was a lot that it could have a lot more that it could have done, but the game itself was really cool. Loved it a lot. Thought it was very, very good. Good effort from the studio on a quality game. I enjoyed it. Now, was it a week ago or so, or maybe 2 weeks ago? No, it must be a week now. Space Marine 2 has come out. I have a PlayStation 5. So I have purchased Space Marine 2, and I'm going to well, I was actually going to put it to you. What do we think, guys? Let's change the camera whilst we talk on this one. What do we think? Should I, on the stream, obviously we paint models, that's what we do here at Minis and Muscles, but we also talk geek, right? So I was thinking, what about a evening or maybe half a stream or maybe a full stream of Space Marine 2 live gameplay? What do we reckon? So we have the cameras. I've got the cameras here. The telly's just there. You know, it's just about pointing the camera to the telly and zooming in and making sure we get it all right. Should we do a Space Marine 2 first play? So I've never played it before. I haven't even downloaded it yet. I've just purchased it yesterday. I'll download it. I'll make sure it's all ready to go. And we will play it through from the start together. We will select the characters. We'll do all that jazz. You know, name and shame the character, stick stickers on him or whatever it is. Choose all the weaponry, and then we'll go out and start playing the game. What do we reckon? Should we do that on live stream next week on Minis and Muscles? Should we do a live stream of live play gaming? Let me know. By the way, I'm not the best gamer in the world, but I just enjoy it. So, you know, that's what it's all about. Drop your comments into the chat now. Tell me, we've got 7 concurrent viewers. Yeah, come on, 7 viewers. Normally we have in the past, should I say, had 3 concurrent viewers. Oh no, we've just dropped a viewer. No, as I said that. We did have 7, now got 6. Dang it. But we normally have about 3 or maybe 2, sometimes 1, right? So having 7, that's awesome. This is a mega week. Perhaps it's the weather that's keeping people in, and they're like, oh, well, I'm going to now watch Minis and Muscles because I'm at home. But yeah, drop it in the chat, guys. Tell me if you would like me to do a live stream of Space Marine 2 gameplay. That'd be wicked. I would think I'd quite enjoy doing that. So Bearded Veteran in the chat is saying, Friends of Models for Heroes Discord modelling session for most. Candela Obscura in the evening. The Goblin Quest on Models for Heroes on Sunday. Oh, cool. Oh, so you're playing Goblin Quest on Models for Heroes as well. Nice. That's really cool. Bearded Veteran said, I keep dropping subscribers, don't worry. Oh no, it's not subscribers, it's concurrent viewers that are viewing your channel as you're doing your live stream, right? So we were at 7, and then it just dropped to 5. Well, it dropped to 6, now it's gone to 5. Like, people have just disappeared. What is it, dinner time or something? Squarish is saying he'd be up for watching a bit of that, as in Space Marine 2. Awesome, so that's 1 for the vote. Thank you very much, sir. I think I'd like to do that, to be honest. I think it'd be a good fun little stream. Let's shake up some of these paints. Yeah, I'd quite like to do it, especially if it's like a proper playthrough you know, of the brand new game that I've never played, you might not have played, and we can just play it together, comment, watch. You guys can tell me what to do, how to act, you know, and we'll just literally roll like that. I think it'd be quite interesting. So I am genuinely considering it. So I'd really like to do it for next week. So if anyone is up for that, then just drop it in the comments. So Squarish is saying this weekend he's got a bit of a quiet weekend, but has mental health first aider course next weekend that he's looking forward to. Oh, nice. Well, quiet weekends are good, right? Quiet weekends are what we need. We don't want a busy weekend all the time. Sometimes it gets a bit much, right? JPC, what about you? What are you doing this weekend? And would you like to see Space Marine 2 live streamed on the channel Minis and Muscles? Butterfly Horse, how about you? Who else have we got in here in the chat? Aimzo, what about you? Would you like to see Space Marine 2 live streamed here on Minis and Muscles, the place where the brawn meets the brush? Let me know if you would, because I would love to bring you along. So now we are going to go down and we're starting to do some highlights of the back. Or on the back. I can hear my cat wandering around in the room. Oh, she's walking alongside all my models. You know, it's funny how they don't see where the models are, where their back feet are, but they somehow miss them all. Yeah. So we've got here, Aimzo's saying, yes, go for it, with an alien face. Bearded Veteran saying, yeah, don't worry, bud. I've been doing multiple streams, live streams for a week over 6 months, and sometimes I have 5, sometimes 17. It is what it is. Yeah. Oh no, we're back up to 7 again. That's really weird. How strange. I mean, it's not weird. It's awesome. Like for me, because I don't get, you know, this is very new. This channel for me doing this. But, you know, I absolutely love it. And I love having you guys on board. It's super cool to have you join me when you can. I know everyone's got a super busy life and stuff, so I just want you guys to know that I appreciate you every step of the way. There's my DJ voice there. Maybe Minis and Muscles should become live DJ. We should play records and spin that turntable. Oh, now my cat's climbing through. Oh, now she's wrecking my models. What is she doing? Silly cat. Crawling through boxes of... A friend of mine gave me an old Space Marine box set. And it had like just random figures in it. It didn't have anything of notable or anything. It was just like a load of random figures. And he sent me, or he gave me that when I went and saw him the other day, which was really cool. Hey, free minis is awesome. But I haven't put them all together. I've kind of primed some of them. And the cat is just wandering through them all. It's quite funny. Bearded Veteran, you do have the voice of a DJ, to be fair, Steve. Why, thank you, Bearded Veteran. I much appreciate that. Maybe I should put this smooth voice into DJing on the radio. Just waiting for, you know, any radio stations that are out there listening. If you want to pick me up for a radio show, I'd much appreciate it. Obviously, I don't have to speak like that. That's just me taking the mickey a little bit, but... you know, it's quite funny nonetheless, right? Yeah. So I'm glad you've all got a good weekend planned out. Me, what am I doing? Well, I've got to prep for the next Warhammer game. So the next forgot to tell you guys, the Warhammer game I played the other week, my team won. Huzzah! Yes, we won. The Battle Sisters teamed up with the Necrons. Ooh. And we won and kicked ass. So that was good. So that was cool. I very much enjoyed that because it was the first time really that I'd started to understand the rules. A lot with tabletop role-playing games, with, you know, just tabletop games in general, miniatures. Learning the rules is difficult, and getting through that first bit and gaining the confidence to start playing your armies or your characters as they should be intended is actually really hard. And it's quite sort of taxing on the brain. Well, I found it taxing on the brain anyways, don't laugh. But what I did is I wrote like a cheat sheet. I got all of my sort of abilities that I could do every turn, and I just wrote it down in a step-by-step guide. And was like, right, okay, I'll put that there, I'll put that there, and I just wrote them all out one by one, and it worked. Oh my god, it was brilliant. It was absolutely awesome, and we won. I managed to actually play a half-decent game, kill a few enemies. I did misinterpret one rule, though, because I was rereading things at the end afterwards, and then I texted my buddies and said, oh, I got this rule slightly wrong. Basically, it was like a rule where I could choose to revive some units, but you can't use it on certain ones. You can only use it on other units. And I said to my buddies, I was like, oh, look, you know, hand up. I got this rule, misinterpreted it. So, yeah, I did admit to my mistake. But in all fairness, I did show my mates the rule, and they didn't spot the error either. So, you know, hey, for like my third game of Warhammer or whatever, I was quite happy with that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a very cool game. So I am, this weekend for me, I will be prepping more models. So I've got more Battle Sisters to paint. Unfortunately, I don't know. I do enjoy it, but some of the squads absolutely wreck. They really beat me down in the painting world. So yeah, so I've got more of those to do, which I shall do. That's my main effort, really. To be fair, there's not a lot else for me this weekend. No work travel, which is nice. Because for me anyway, there's been a lot of work travel of recent weeks. So there's nothing till later. Maybe no, won't be October, probably December now. So that's really good for me. Just means less work travel, less sort of backing and forthing. Although I do have a personal holiday coming up later in October, where I've got a travel to the US. I'm going with my dad for my birthday out to the US to recreate a drive from my favourite film. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. But that's not this weekend. Yeah. So we do think that my silky voice should be on radio. So, bearded veteran, we're going to play for you the latest in D&D background music from our good buddies at Pocket Bard. Tonight we've got the 2024 release by Pocket Bard, Ancient Grove, playing in the background. What do you think about that? As usual, Pocket Bard playing in the background. We love a bit of Pocket Bard. It's very good. Just adding a little bit more of the white now to some of the areas. Sometimes I put a bit too much on. I have to go back and take it off again because I look at it and I'm like, no, why have you put so much on? It looks terrible. But this is it. It's like a lot of what I find a lot of painting is like hit and miss. You put a little bit on to try and see what it looks like, or your brush doesn't quite work in the way you're intending it to. Oh, that's why I'm using the bloody... Sorry, I'm swearing, right? I was using this brush the other day. Here's one thing. Games Workshop, are you getting cheap on us consumers? I'm asking the question. Because not only have I talked about the paints on this channel that seem to be getting worse, Your bloody paintbrushes are getting worse. I've got this paintbrush that you see in my camera right now, the Artificer layer, right? It's rubbish. It splays. This is like weeks old, if that, and it splays, and I've hardly used it, and it absolutely drives me nuts. Splaying brushes. It's just not good. So Games Workshop and Citadel, sort your paints out, sort your brushes out. Do not make me come down there and put you all through a physical training session with minis and muscles. It will happen. Right, let's change that over. So I've got this one here, which is a bit better, I think. This is an army painter brush, so it's a bit well, I guess people say it's cheaper, but to be honest, I'm pretty peeved with Citadel because they're so expensive at the moment, and they're not actually any good. Although ages ago, and I didn't open the box up properly, I did treat myself to a set of wolf bristle brushes. I've forgotten who they're made by, but it was in a lovely tub, and I got that, and I haven't used them yet because I said to myself, no, I'm not going to use them until I have used all of my brushes that I have, and I'm out of brushes. So I will break them out at some point, but at this rate, crikey, I'm going to have to break them out way earlier than expected. But yeah. So in the comments, you've got Bearded Veteran saying it's rather magical sounding music. Ah, thank you. We can change it. This is currently Ancient Grove. We have got loads of different ones. We've got things from Undercity. Ooh. Let's play this one. I don't think I've played this one. This is very sort of futuristic-y kind of sounding. Not sure if I like this one. I suppose it would go good with things like, I don't know, Alien TTRPG. It would work with that. It would work with, oh crikey, there's a TTRPG that my mate Pete talks about all the time, and it's like a punk funk looking kind of thing. Very bright colours. Can't remember the name of it. As usual, Steve forgets words. But that looks cool. This would suit that. Kind of Doom sounding as well, a little bit. But yeah, what do we reckon on this soundtrack? Any good? You're going to get Hairball licking that brush so much. Yeah, too late. It's too late, mate. It's too late. It's already happened. It's already happened. Yeah. Got it already, sir. Got it already. Yeah, funny. So we've still got quite a few people watching. Hopefully you're all good out there. Some of you silent, but I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment in. Drop a comment into the chat box, and we'll get back to you. Maybe we should run competitions on Minis and Muscles, and run competitions, and I'll do it in my DJ voice. What we got here? Oh, my watch is telling me it's time to stand up, but it's not time to stand up. We're almost time at the end, actually, which is looking all right. So let's have a quick look. Underside. See, the underside still looks a bit odd. Let's show you the underside of the wings. It looks more purple actually in the camera. What do we reckon of the underside of the wings? Not too bad. That one looks a bit more blue, I guess. Yeah, there's the wings, and then you've got the tops of the wings here. See the sort of purple that sort of fades in? That was the kind of intent. It sort of fades into this kind of ghoulish sort of see-through-y type wings. Hopefully that looks good to you guys. Yeah, but I think it looks pretty cool. We do need to concentrate on the face though. I have missed that so far. I've not done a huge amount on him, so we do need to do that. And I'll probably start that, in fairness, next week, I think. So maybe that's the case. We leave the wings for the way they are. And again, I'm not leaving them because I think they're necessarily finished. I'm leaving them because half the time I'm a big fan of less is more. So you don't have to put absolutely everything into your minis, like all in one go, and have it all there and it's, you know, do every single thing that's possible on that piece. I quite like, again, because my attention span is very short, I quite like switching from place to place on the Mini, so that you can then, you know, get a better sort of feel for how the rest of the Mini's looking. So you apply a little bit here, then move over to the next bit, do a little bit there. I like that approach. I don't know, maybe it's my mental thinking, but I do prefer doing it that way, because it just feels like you're getting a break from the other sections. I just want to add a little bit of purple on some of this sort of whiter lilac that we put across the wings. What we were reckoning on this Undercity soundtrack, backing track, soundtrack. Bit sort of ominous sounding as well, isn't it? It's quite cool. I quite like it. I'm not sure I'm a 100% fan, but you know. Is it Cyberpunk, that TTRPG that's sort of set in the future? Is that someone remind me? I can't remember if it's Cyberpunk or not. But I think it might be. Remember, guys, as well, drop a vote into the chat. Please drop a vote into the chat about next week's live and whether you would like me to do a Space Marine 2 live. So the Space Marine 2 video game, we will do a live gaming session here on Minis and Muscles, where you can tune in and watch me play video games really badly. And you can sort of vote along, choose how we go, what we do. That's what I was thinking to do, because here we don't just paint minis, you know. We don't just paint minis. We do geek talk and geek chat, and we've already spoke about retro video games and some of my favourites from years gone by. So, you know, I think it's just a sort of next kind of logical step. Square, she's saying the wings look awesome, very spectral wraith-like. Yeah, so this is the Ghost Dragon, and that was kind of why I wanted to try and see if the contrast would work on this sort of see-through plastic, for that exact reason, to get it to look that sort of spectral kind of feel. And I think it does work. So just with a little bit of purple here and there, with sort of purple and lilac, seems to be working. Biddy Veteran saying, I think this music would be good for building suspense in Candela Obscura. Yeah. To be fair, it would actually. It would work. Not woodwork as in touch of wood, but yeah, it would be very fitting. Do you know what as well I like about this pocket bard? So you've got an intensity. I so misheard retro video games then. Haha. Thought you said play rectal video games. No, certainly don't play those. But what you can do on pocket bard is you can turn down the intensity. So if I turn it down to the left, it literally, I turn it up, look. It strips out a lot of the different what's the word? Musical instruments out, And then as you increase the intensity, if I put it all the way to the max, there you go, you start getting all the drums back in, right? And it gives it that depth of feel. So as you're playing in Candela Obscura or whatever it is you're playing, I'll turn it back down now. As you're playing in these different tabletop role-playing games, even if it's Warhammer, you know, you can set the tone. It's freaking awesome. I think Pocket Bard is an untapped source of geniusness. So if you are playing tabletop role-playing games, download Pocket Bard. Again, Pocket Bard don't sponsor me, they don't pay me. They do help out the charity, as in Game Therapy UK. But they are awesome. I found them myself. I was using them for ages when they first released. And they're a really small company, but they've just got a great app. You know, sometimes you just look at some companies and you think, oh man, this is just a brilliant idea. So I really love it. And I talk to most people about it if I can, if they give me the chance. So yeah, so I would advise you download and use it because it's very good. Very good. It's my radio voice coming back out again. Very good. Everything is just good, guys. Now you never know. Radio might call me up, ask me to put on a show. Radio, any radio stations out there want a radio DJ? Absolutely happy to do that. That's one job I'd actually quite enjoy. Radio DJ, that'd be quite a fun job. So we're just kind of finishing off here on some of the sort of highlights on the wings, just to bring a little bit of extra colour and purples into the wings and spread that joy, that purple joy. Remember, we're sort of double lining, so wherever we do that lilac, we're putting that, we're putting the lilac and we're putting the Gene Stealer Purple or the Nagroth Knight next to it. Like here, where we're going, we've got some white there, and we'll just bring the purple in as well. Oh, so one before we do go, before we wrap up for the evening, guys and girls. Still 5 of you watching. This is awesome. So what I did want to bring up was Comic-Con in London. It is October the 25th to the 27th. Huge geeky type event. I will be there with Game Therapy UK and Tactical Advance to Game. I will also be there as Minis and Muscles as well. I'll be doing some live streams from the event. Hopefully, I will be able to do some live streams with some other YouTubers as well. I'm hoping I can meet a few people there and do some stuff with some other peeps and bring you some live footage from Comic-Con. So if you're not going to Comic-Con, I can bring you that to your home. What is Comic-Con? I hear some of you cry. Well, it is a convention. It's a huge convention, and they're held all over the globe, and this one happens to be in London. And it is where we cover everything geek, from Pokemon to let's change the camera actually. From Pokemon to things like Yu-Gi-Oh, to tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, Candela Obscura's there, loads and loads, board games, retro games. It's all there under one roof in a big venue here in the UK. This one is in London, so at the oh crikey, I've forgotten the event location. I think it might be the O2. No, XL Centre. There you go, I've remembered. So it's the XL Centre in London, the 25th to the 27th of October. I will be there with Game Therapy UK on their stand as part of the Tactical Advance to Game group, so the military veterans side. I will be there. I will also be there doing some Minis and Muscles stuff. But if you can come along, I'd love to see you in person. If you can't, jump on the YouTube, because I will be doing live streams from there, and I probably a half-hour live streams, perhaps maybe record some content as well to put out as normal videos. We will get those out to you, and that will be on the 25th to the 27th of October. Alrighties. Anyway, my peeps, it is about that time, okay? Sadly, I could sit here and chat to you for absolute ever and ever. But it has been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to speak to you all, as I get to speak to you on a Friday. You are my salvation, and I appreciate every single one of you. I really, really do. So if you've just tuned in just to tune in and support, if you've tuned in because you're interested in stuff like minis, I love you. Sending out my love, mucho love to you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please do pass on the subscription link to others. Get them to subscribe to the channel. Let's get us to 100 subscribers. Come on, let's get us up there. 100 subscribers would be awesome. We're at 81, I think, at the moment. I'd really, really, really like to push to 100. That would be mega. We'll have some big celebration. What else do I want to cover? Yes, so pass on to people to subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications on. There is the link, the Linktree link for all the others. Join the Discord if you want to join the Discord chat. And yes, I will see you all next Friday. I'll stick out some shorts this week as well for our Space Marine 2 adventure. So we will do some Space Marine 2 live streaming next week, which will be pretty epic. It'll be a bit of a difference, so it's not mini painting necessarily. We might do a bit of mini painting as well, but it'll be primarily videoing Space Marine 2 and me playing that. You guys choosing my fate. All right, but anyway, thank you very much. Bearded Veteran says, great stream as always, Steve. Squarish is saying, another great stream, Steve. Cheers. Looking forward to the Comic Con as well. Yes, thank you guys. Much appreciate your support. Everybody in the chat tonight. Welcome to those new to the channel, and I will see you all next week. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. See you soon.